And just like that, we're live. Absolute Awesome Show, episode number 5. Andy, how you doing?
Good evening. Good.
Good evening to you, sir. We got a different starting point tonight, which is myself and Mr. Andy. Josh will be joining us here shortly. Sounds like we'll be without Cliff this evening, but it happens. You get tied up with other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure you know nothing about that, having multiple children and jobs and things to do. Awesome Show, episode number 5. Andy, how you doing? Oh, wait a second. Evening. I goof. This is me. Sir. This is me. A different starting point it's tonight. Amazing that I watch these like crazy, and it happens to every single person that does one. You inevitably have your YouTube channel called up in the background, and you're on like a minute delay, and no matter what, it just pipes right in as soon as as soon as that delay kicks off.
It's your narcissistic side. You just always
well,
have to,
I just make sure that it actually feeds over there. We don't have any issues, and
we did.
We did. Well, to an extent, sure. Yeah. So what's going on up there in the old Canadas?
Canada. Summer. It's starting to not be 13 feet of snow on the ground, which is cool. It's it's so weird here. I mean, like the drastic change from winter to like there's no spring here. Like one day you're literally skiing down a hill or sledding, and then the next day you're in a t-shirt washing your car. It's crazy, man.
It's not that much different. No, this year's been we've had a little bit of spring, but usually it goes from
you guys have been getting
what's that?
The winters there have been it's weird. Like I remember when I was a kid down on the East Coast, we had a lot of snow, and then as a teenager and into my 20s, we really didn't get that much snow. And now it seems like it's you guys are getting tons of snow.
Yeah. Last couple of years have been pretty healthy with the snow.
Yeah, you bought a snowblower, right?
I did, yes.
Are you like one of the only guys on the... I didn't even know you guys could buy snowblowers down there.
Yeah, they sell them. No, there's quite a few people in the block that have them, but...
Yeah. Everyone bought one last year.
Yeah. That, and most of the folks that live on this block have these little dinky ones.
Mm-hmm.
They do the job. They're fine. They're dinky.
You might as well just get on your knees and blow.
Yeah. At that point, you might as well just be shoveling. But so we bought kind of like a biggin, and it's cool though because I get to kind of like run it all the way up around the corner and do like 5 houses in like 10 minutes. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. So you're the neighborhood hero.
Yeah.
Basically.
So to speak. Yeah.
You like
until I run over their newspaper and it gets caught in the blade of the snowblower, and then I got to spend 45 minutes digging it out. That's always good.
Nice. What else is going on? I've been speaking a lot of French up here.
Speaking French?
I'll just throw that out there for you.
All right. Well, okay.
Chew on that.
How would you say chew on that in French?
I have no idea.
Now, see, I don't believe you.
Mange,
I think
mange this, I don't know. Mange this up. Chew. Eat upon that. I don't know, man. French is
proper way of saying
French
eat upon that.
French is hard, man. There's like everything is masculine or feminine. Everything. Like,
right.
And you have to remember what, like a shoe. That's someone decided, like when whoever was creating the French language, someone decided, okay, this is a masculine item, the shoe, or like a chair. That's a feminine item. Like, it's so weird. So you have to remember because every item or everything, you have to say la or la, and it's like you have to remember which one is which. And if you mix it up, they look at you like you're crazy because you're like, you can't address a chair as masculine. What's wrong with you? I don't know, man. It's so hard. But
Yeah.
I'm starting to get it. My new job, I got a new job, and like I've been speaking a lot of French, so yeah.
Earlier, probably not even like 30 minutes ago, thanks to the Facebooks, um, Keith E. Huntington had not, I don't know what he did, commented on this particular article or something, but somehow I get to see like everything that everyone I'm friends with does on there. And it was an interesting article called "You Stop Listening to New Music at Age 33. Earlier for Parents, Study Finds." So apparently there was some sort of a research study dedicated to figuring out when people say I've had enough, and they found that the age was 33 for when you're done giving a crap about discovering anything new.
Yeah.
And then it could be earlier for the pin. Now, there's all kinds of links in here and a graph and all kinds of silly stuff, and I will read it eventually. But I came across it a little bit too late to read it before the show. But I'll say that I without reading it, I kind of agree. That 33 sounds about right for me. It's about the time when I stopped caring about anything other than what I already cared about.
Well, what's the definition of not caring? Like, are we talking like we won't go see a new band play? Because that for sure, absolutely, I will not go see a band play. I mean, like, and probably, yeah, I mean, around 30, 31, 32. Man, if one of my friends called me up and was like, "You got to come see this band," I don't want to. I'd rather stay home and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
And
no.
Like
yeah.
no matter, and I don't care. Like if, like I don't even care to hear them to like stir up the desire to even go see them. Like I could, man. I think I went. I saw a band play last year, and in Montreal. It was like a instrumental post rock band, no singer. Really cool band called Mono. This Japanese band. Anyway, so I went there, man. My ears were bleeding at the end. Like I could not handle how loud music is in a venue. Like I don't know how I ever was able to. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just old, but I can't go see a band play anymore. I just can't. Don't care to.
Yeah, I don't care to either, and it's hard for me to even care to go see bands that I liked when I was younger, honestly.
No.
But to give or devote any time into anything new, that's tough, man. That's
But have you discovered any? I mean, like let's say in the past 6, 7, 8 years, was there a band that someone passed to you or like you came across and you were like, man, this is actually I can get into this. I would actually buy this record and listen to this quite often.
no.
Like, is there nothing?
No.
Nothing.
No,
Yeah.
not with what you just described. Now, there's like, gosh, let's see. There's a band called the Alabama Shakes. Have you heard of them?
No.
All right, so they're kind of funky with a little bit of rock going on, and they got a single out. I don't necessarily know that it's new, but it's out, and
What's up, Mr. Josh?
All right.
Josh.
I think whoever the other guy was in here was echoing real bad. But Alabama, real quick, we'll get you in a minute, Josh. Since you're late, you get to wait like the rest of them.
All right, sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
But yeah, that band has a song out now that I think is just incredible. I think it's called gosh, what's it? Lie No More, or something about Ain't Gonna Lie No More, something along those lines. And it's a great song, but I couldn't care less about listening to the rest of the album.
I really like. I mean, I've really gotten into like instrumental bands and just like background music, the ambient bands like that, like Mogwai and Helios, and just like I don't know, I can't listen to someone sing anymore. I don't know, unless it's like man, I don't know. There's something happened for sure. At early 30s, it just like switched. Maybe it's having kids and responsibilities and stuff. But like, I don't have the time to invest in like new bands and new music and stuff anymore.
Yeah, there's something to it. There's something to it.
Yeah, I would say so.
I was reading an article just before we came onto the show that I don't think Keithy Huntington posted it, but he must have commented on it or made some sort of a something. I don't know, but it came up in my news feed as Keithy Huntington blah blah blah, and there was this article, and the name of the article is "You Stopped Listening to New Music at Age 33."
Rick
study finds.
I mean,
some scientific study.
Josh stopped listening to new music at like 12.
Yeah, I think at the time that AC/DC put out their last record or something.
Right, Josh?
Am I on this? I didn't know. I didn't know if I was allowed to talk.
You're
or whatever.
invited.
I mean, in the middle of a conversation, if you're going to be late, you got to respect the flow,
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But you're in now.
I like the
Arctic.
Like
in that case, you jerks. Yeah. I agree with everything you just said, pretty much. Yeah.
I like the Arctic Monkeys.
But we just said that Weezer was the best band ever, so you agreed with that then, right?
No. What?
Oh, well, you just said it. We have you on tape saying it.
What's that? Arctic Monkeys, that song, Do I Want to Know, man. That guitar riff is amazing.
Yeah,
like
fantastic
that,
song.
There's some, like, bands, I'll hear a song, I mean, if we're talking, like, commercial bands or whatever now, like, I'll hear a song that's really good, and I'm like, man, that's an awesome song, but even just to, like, care to listen to the rest of the catalog, I don't know. I just can't even do it.
I'm the same way. I'll say, yep, that Arctic Monkey song is great, and I even did a different song than that one on Josh's podcast, and he played it at the end, and I like that song too, but I have never listened to that entire album all the way through. And I have no intention of ever buying it. I have no intention of ever going to see them live.
Yeah.
It's just whatever hits me like at that moment, cool, that's great, next. Like, I don't want to, like, I don't care enough to go back and listen to it.
Like, weird thing about that song that we played on my podcast was, hey Jared, how you doing?
All right.
Anyway, Mike, weird thing about that song was, well, first of all, I never heard it before, and it was, it was all right, but I got a lot of people like listening to the podcast on that episode that were like, hey, what is this song? Is this like your new band? Like, and it's because in the beginning of the podcast I said something like, don't skip ahead and listen to whatever. Make sure you listen to the whole thing. But that meant like a lot of people skipped ahead, and so I was getting all kinds of messages like, is this a new song you guys are doing? Like, what is this? And I was like, no. I mean, but that being said, it's not a terrible song. It's actually an okay song. I haven't listened to it really since we did that podcast, but it was a good song. I'll admit that. But Weezer still sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
we all have.
I'm not really gonna fight you on that one, Josh. At least if we're talking about the last few albums, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would kind of it's weird. Like, I don't typically think about these kind of things too much. I mean, I think about the fact that I don't listen to new music.
I've been just going back to old music.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I do that. I've done that for a long time now, and then I see this thing pop up that says you stop at age 33, and even younger if you have kids, and it's like, I don't know about all that, but yeah, 33 is about the right age that I probably said I've had enough.
Throwing in the towel.
And not for one-off
cool.
songs. Not for one-off songs. I'm totally fine with like saying, hey, that song's really good, but I'm not gonna buy your record. I ain't gonna see you come on when you come through on tour. Just
do people buy records anymore? Like, I mean,
I don't know.
Physical?
Yeah.
No, right?
No, Jared, Russ, do you guys buy CDs or do you buy albums?
No. I can't even remember the last album I bought.
I've never bought a song on iTunes. I just buy a CD because it has more stuff on it. But it's been a couple years.
Yeah.
Maybe last year I bought something.
Well, how old are you guys?
I'm 31.
35.
31. How about you, Jared?
35.
35. All right, so Jared, you're past your prime, brother. 33 is the cutoff age. Russ, you got 2 more years to discover new music, and you're done.
Yeah. Last physical CD I bought was Jimmy Eat World Futures. That was the last physical CD. I don't know. That was probably 5 years ago. What was the last CD you bought, Mike?
Oh my
Like, you have a lot of CDs, man. I remember touring. You had like a huge collection. You still have all those CDs? Or you digitalized all of them, right? Like for a while you were.
I've got about 23 DVDs worth of like backups of all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember you had a pretty huge.
Mike,
collection.
are you ever going to actually put a DVD on to listen to a CD that you used to have ever?
No, the DVDs are just purely for backup purposes. Storage, man.
But why?
It's
I
like-
mean,
It's
all
like
you, I'm telling you, all you
library
need
of
is a Spotify account. You get on Spotify, you tell them you're a student, $4.99 a month, and you know.
Do you work for Spotify or something?
That was my
No.
next question.
What you need to do is use Doodle. You can upload
Yeah,
up to 50,000 songs of your own music.
All right, let's back up 1 second. Back up 1 second. These DVDs that I made, gosh, I did that 6 years ago, maybe. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I did this backup of all my music, and those types of things either didn't exist or I didn't know about them, one or the other. But
remember back in the day, you know, like it was amazing CDs because, like, even on tour, when we would tour with other bands, like 710 Split, I remember ripping like all of John Walker's CDs, man. Like every single one he had. That was amazing. Like now you can't. Everything's digital. I mean, you can't steal music anymore. It's kind of a bummer. But
You lose that whole feeling of stealing music that you used to have.
yeah,
You did,
seriously.
you know?
I remember, dude. I ripped all. Well, I mean, that's what you did. You threw it in your laptop. You rip it on Windows Media Player. But I got all the 710 Split guys' music. Sidewalk Slam. I got all their music.
It's
Mike,
too bad.
Mike, I
That's
probably
not
got
even like the
all your
bands that
music.
you like to listen to, though, right? You know?
Mike, I got all your music too. I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
Josh, I don't know. Rick, I didn't get Rick's music. He was Tom Waits and all that weird stuff, man. I couldn't get into that. Remember Rick like driving at like 2 in the morning in the pitch black, listening to like creepy Tom Waits. Sucked, man.
It was good for the rest of us because we got to sleep really well. It was
Yeah.
like, man, this is great sleeping music, and somehow it helped him stay awake. And
Yeah.
but yeah. Yes.
So Orioles played today. Home run. No one there to cheer.
that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yesterday.
You're right,
Well,
and
In
you're half
Canada,
right.
in Canada, we're day.
Well, he's in Canada, so he saw it
Yeah.
today because of the time difference.
Exactly.
I think we had the discussion a couple episodes ago about time difference.
No,
and how it really affects.
Josh thought it went like vertically, like anyway, not horizontally. Anyway,
Well, it must. If you're just
So-
seeing this now, it must go vertically.
yeah. So
Right.
yeah, that's weird, man.
Yeah, first time in baseball history. I think like there were 3 other sporting events that may have incurred a fanless game, and like 2 soccer. I think there were like 2 soccer matches maybe, and
we got a
Couple.
Rockville. We got a Rockville.
Yeah,
in the house.
look who mentions the Orioles, and the guy shows up with the Orioles hat.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Long time no see.
I know. What's it been, like 10, 15
No.
years almost?
Yeah, long time.
I like to
Something like
point
that.
out that it's a long time no see because Andy just doesn't come on the show.
Yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
seen you in a couple weeks. I could have seen you 3 weeks ago or whatever. But
Yeah.
anyway, what's happening, man?
How's the Rockvilles, man? You guys.
They're currently on hiatus, extended hiatus. So-
You're not rich yet.
No, we're about as rich as the Huntingtons are.
Oh.
And-
So you
and that's
owe
because-
money.
Aren't I still in the Rockvilles or no?
Yeah, I guess technically you are.
Josh is
Right.
still in it.
I was in the most recent lineup, wasn't I? So
You were in the best lineup, in my opinion.
Josh is in like 10 bands. Technically.
right.
Yeah.
Technically speaking.
Well, we were talking about starting up a band and doing Ocean City shows, but he's bailing on that idea. So
Yeah. He's too busy.
Andy,
He's riding
want-
horses on Assateague Island.
yeah, wild horses.
Bare chested. It's just a thing he does. It's weird, but whatever.
Waiting for him
Anyway.
to grow his hair out. Grow his hair out like down to his ass and ride around with that hair flowing.
Chicks dig dudes that ride on
Bareback.
Assateague horses. Bear, whatever you just said. Chicks dig that, man.
I don't know what chick's gonna dig that, but okay. Anyway, what are you saying, Chris? What are you saying?
What am I saying? Nothing.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Nothing. It's kind of been boring around Baltimore. I don't really have much to say. It's like
Yeah,
nothing's
nothing.
going.
It's been a very busy week around here.
Yeah, nothing's really going on. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Nothing, huh?
No.
Yo, question for you, man. I saw something on Facebook about how Brian Hardy was like, "Hey, Robbie Rockville, why don't you come do the show? Absolute awesome show, super cool. You're missing it, man." And he was like, "No, those guys, they they're not cool in my book or whatever. I don't like them anymore." And
Didn't he say that for real?
That's an interesting paraphrasing there, Josh.
right, but it's
quite
kind of what he said, right?
Eh,
I saw you responded, Mike. Listen here, I was driving when I read this, and I was like, "What?"
He probably said, "I'm busy that night," but now it's like,
No, he was like, those guys never talk to me or whatever. And anyway, I looked at my phone to see if I had his number, and I had Robbie Rockville in my phone, so I called him, got a voicemail, and it was like, please leave your message for Robbie. I was like, oh yes, it's him. So I left a voicemail, and I was like, dude, what's the matter? You're not cool with me anymore or whatever?
That's awesome.
This was today. This is on my way home from work, and
Nobody
I
doesn't
check
like
Facebook
Josh.
as I'm driving on my way home from work or whatever. Anyway, so no response, nothing. Sorry about your boy there, man. We pissed him
I don't know.
off.
No, but he does work nights. I think he works from 10 to 6. So
Dude,
I don't know.
That's like the go-to excuse for like they work nights.
No, I mean he actually
They
he
hate-
definitely does.
Hey,
I know that
does
for a
he-
fact.
Does he hate me? Oh, dude, he works nights. Does he hate my guts? Oh, dude, he works
Well,
nights.
to be fair, I was kind of like, all right. So I understand you think that we're all jerks or something like that. That's a totally fair thing to think because we are kind of jerks. I mean, if I'm a jerk, I'm sorry.
What's this
I'm a
we?
jerk.
Like,
Same thing with Mike and everybody else.
when you say we, who are you talking about?
Well, I don't know.
Canadians.
Do anything? What did I do wrong? Did I do something?
Well, has Robbie Rockville reached out to you at any time recently? Like,
You talking to me?
yeah.
I had a barbecue with him last weekend, man. He was like, I didn't want to say what, he was saying some things about you, Josh, but
Well,
I was just gonna let it come out on its own. But
I think Andy actually still has a pending friend request from me on Facebook. So
are you
I don't know.
serious?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
I think I tried to add you like a year ago.
No, we're friends on Facebook.
I don't think so. Are
Are
we?
you serious, man?
I don't know.
Dude, I have a big long list of friend requests.
So popular.
No, I don't.
Andy works nights.
I work nights. Come on. I work.
He works nights. He lives in Canada,
Hey,
different
Chris,
time zone, and he's super popular.
if I go on my Facebook and there's a request, man, you're definitely added.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But after my shift.
Right, after you get off. Okay, I got you. Cool.
For
Thanks,
sure,
buddy.
man.
I appreciate
problem.
that.
I appreciate you.
Where's Cliff?
Nice.
Where's Cliffy at?
Cliff is not on tonight, and we don't know why.
Maybe he's out rioting. He's out protesting.
Sorry,
He did let us know that he wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So to his credit, he did say will not be here. Did not provide a reason, and that's fine. Everybody has their...
Wait, you should have let Josh explain the reason. Josh
Oh,
be
I'm
like-
sorry. There's
he
a
said
reason. Josh, explain it.
No, it's just like Josh will make it into like a big personal attack on us.
Probably
Well,
because we
he
don't
hates
respond
us.
to Facebook messages.
Yeah, I mean, Cliff texted
Cliff-
me and was like, "Is that guy from Canada still going to be on?
Hey,
What's
listen,
his name?
Cliff,
Andreas or whatever?" And I was like,
Cliff works nights, man. You know,
It's true,
he
man.
works nights.
Cliffy Jr. is going to be back on the show. Has to bail on it.
the thing
Oh,
is,
man.
so Cliff couldn't make it. Also, but to his credit, he did say that he wouldn't be here. And also, Rick also said that he couldn't be here as well. So, to his credit. Dustin is here, though. Dustin
Yeah.
is.
What's up?
The
What's up?
bearded one.
What's up?
I just stopped. I'm at work right now.
Yes, he's not used to a I work at night excuse.
Yeah.
He works
I-
nights.
These little CDs behind me.
Damn, record shops still exist? Holy
Yeah.
shit. That's
So,
awesome.
But yeah, I figured I'd pop in and say, hey, as soon as a customer comes in, I'm gonna have to disconnect. But
Hey, how was record store day for you?
it was really good. It was probably, I'd say we did at least $500 better than we did last year. So
Wow,
that's good.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Not
the
a whole
one
lot
day-
of leftovers. Had
The
a
one
lot
day of the
people-
year people go to record shops.
Yeah, unfortunately. You know.
Dude, I would have gone, but we don't have any around here. I got to drive like 200 miles.
Yeah, but you got some of the best record shops in Baltimore.
Yeah, but
it's kind of worth
Josh, I saw on Facebook Tom Bastian. He literally did drive he went to he did a record store day tour. I don't know. That's what it seemed like on his Facebook. I don't know, Tom, if you're watching, get on and tell us about it. But he went to Delaware Rainbow Records on Main Street, my old stomping grounds, and then he went to Brooklyn. Hello.
So he went to like Wilmington, and then he went to Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, or
That was
New
that
York,
was the
I
next
think. I think he
closest
went to New
record
York.
store.
I think he went to New York. Maybe I'm just totally losing. I don't know, man. I work nights.
Dude,
I saw
know,
I don't know where he went, but he did go to a couple different places. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he went to New York from the pictures. I could be wrong. But anyway, all
Tom
I'm
Bastian,
saying,
dude.
he
Hey.
did a tour.
Tom Bastian and I are like we're bros now. You know, he lives around here. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
hung out
yeah.
we hung out one time, and we're gonna hang out some more.
Cool. I'm supposed to go help Tom G this month. Help him do his deck. So we'll probably see you and invite Tom over too. We'll have a little barbecue or something.
Yeah, but he lives in Reading, right? It's like 4 hours
No.
from me.
No, he lives near Newark.
Tom G, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's
All
not
right.
far.
Well, for the rest of our listeners, this is really awesome,
he
interesting.
works nights.
What are you gonna have at the barbecue?
Yeah.
Brisket.
Russ is like actually interested. He's like,
Russ always pretty.
I don't know, man. Medium well.
What's up, Fargo?
So what else is going on, Mike?
With me?
No, what else do you want? Let's talk movies. No?
Hold on. Before that, let's get back to music real quick, and then we'll move
Yeah.
on to movies. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including me. How many people heard the new Millencolin record? Raise your hand.
I haven't
Never-
listened to it yet.
I wasn't a fan. I've never been a fan of Millencolin.
Dude, me neither. Never been a fan. Awesome record though. Best record ever.
No?
Well, of the
What?
last.
What?
Best record ever.
Best
Oh,
record
yes.
ever of like the last 10 minutes?
The last 2 weeks.
So good. Can't stop listening to it, man. So good.
What does it sound like?
You know,
Swedish punk rock.
like
The
With
greatest
weird
punk
accents?
rock of all time.
best punk rock that like if it came out in the 90s it would have been just like another amazing record from the 90s that, you know, at the time was really good, but since it came
That's
out
weird.
right now it's like, but you know, you don't
It's weird that you're only getting into
Stuff-
Millencolin now.
Yeah,
Huh?
I just sold a copy of Kingwood on vinyl for like $75 on Amazon last week. Somebody wanted it that bad.
Is Keenwood a band or something?
No, Kingwood. It's
Kingwood. Yeah. That's one of the records. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew that.
Hey, Mike.
Larry
Are there
B.
any high school rock vinyls on Earth anymore?
I would imagine there are a few on Earth. There are none in my little corner of the Earth.
I don't have one.
Look at that guy. Right there in the middle. Gotta say something so it pops up on screen.
No way.
Yeah. You
That's
said you'd talk
crazy.
about whatever tonight, so I thought I'd bring some whatever.
That's
Here it is.
amazing.
And actually, I just lied. I do have a copy of High School Rock. It's in a frame though, and it's at work.
That's my favorite Huntington's album.
I got one. I got one too. Hi-yo.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I just have Fun and Games and Sweet 16 reissues.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't sound so excited about it, Dustin.
Well, you guys are
I
making
just
me feel
I
bad
just
'cause,
have
like,
fun and games.
Hey, how about this one? You guys remember
Fun and Games is good,
guest
too.
number 2 was Christy Darlington from
I
the
just have
Split.
that on CD.
Yeah, that's a
The
good one.
vinyl record right here. But guess what? Here's the surprise. Ready? I got 2 of them.
Wow.
Ooh.
I want
Yeah.
dibs.
I got a blue one.
Jared, how did you get that Huntington's album? Like, have you had that for a while, or?
Yeah, I think I bought it. Maybe I mail ordered it from Tooth and Nail back in the day.
Like way back in the when it came out, or?
Oh yeah. Like, well, maybe a couple years after. Maybe when like
That's a good
plastic
record.
surgery came out or around that time.
Oh shit, somebody's calling the record store. I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
They're calling for Fun and Games and Sweet 16. That's what they're calling for.
You guys remember? You probably don't remember, but Josh and Mike, one time we attempted to play rock and roll. What's the first song? Rock and roll.
High School Rock.
High School Rock, right? Yeah, High School Rock. And we tried to play it. I think it was at that New Year's show we played with like Figure 4 or something weird, some weird show. Anyway, it was a disaster. Disaster.
All right,
You
so
remember that?
I do, but you're mixing up memories here. It was the New Year's shows with 5 Iron Frenzy, not Figure 4. But we didn't play that. And then at the Cornerstone show we did play that, but it was a acoustic thing.
No, we did play the electric. Anyway.
Can
was
I say something pretty random? I'm flipping through the channels and I'm looking for the Capitals game on TV. And can I just say, those lip sync battle shows are the stupidest things in the world. And they're not funny at all. But everybody on Facebook and social media thinks they're great. And they suck, all of them.
The one that LL Cool J does?
Yeah. He's got the guy from, what's his name? He was on Friday. He's on this. Damn, you'd recognize him immediately if you saw him, but it's just stupid. It's not funny at all. I don't understand why it's so popular. But anyway, sorry. What is going on?
Andrew's doing some adjustments. Those Canadians do weird things.
Does it matter?
They're in a different time zone. It's
What is
just,
wrong with them?
yeah, they're like a whole day.
Like a different species.
Look at him. He's going, woo! Pretty soon you're going to hear some French. Some je suis.
Where's he at? Montreal?
Yeah, he's in Montreal. Yeah. Montreal. I got to say, Chris, that I kind of agree with you about the lip sync things, but I've watched a few things that I've chuckled at.
Why though? I don't get it.
No,
Like,
no,
I saw
no,
the one
I
with-
don't watch
I
them
saw the
on
one with
TV.
the Rock doing Taylor Swift. I didn't even crack a smile once.
Look,
I
I don't watch them when they're on television. Like, I'll see it pop up, and it'll be like some YouTube clip, and I'll be like, all right, this has got my interest for about 90 seconds. And I watch it, and I'm like, oh, that was mildly entertaining, and then I just never think about it again. I'll probably never watch the show. Couldn't care less who actually wins that thing.
Is it a contest? It's a contest.
I guess. What else would it be?
I don't know. A bunch of I don't know. I just can't understand anybody that watches those and thinks it's funny.
Well, I don't really watch TV, period.
But they're super popular. I mean, like, all the things on YouTube have, like, 3 billion views. I'm like, I don't get it. Whatever. Teach their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have anybody in here that actually watches television, like, for real?
Real television, no.
Yeah.
Chris, did you not watch the draft at all tonight?
No, I watched the first 5 rounds, and then kind of just been flipping around trying to find the Caps game on, but it's tough to find. So.
Okay, well, here's the first lie in that sentence: is there hasn't been 5 rounds. There's only like
the first 5 picks. I'm sorry, the first 5 picks. Sorry.
Okay, all right. And here's the other thing: there's 2 Chris's in here now. The other Chris has joined. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
And yeah, I know you're into sports a little bit as well.
Yeah.
I was a little late tonight. It was partially for other stuff, but partially because, I really wanted the Eagles to make a move and draft Marcus Mariota, man. It didn't happen. Whatever.
No, I can't believe he went 2nd overall. That's insane to me.
Yeah, he was going to go 2nd overall. I just thought he was going to go to the Eagles. But.
No, well, I thought so. Yeah, I thought somebody was going to trade up to get him.
So I don't know why Tennessee got Marcus because they were offering a whole lot of picks in order. I think it's for the Eagles to get him.
That's what I'm saying.
And they were willing to give up. I mean, I'm talking about tons of picks for this guy. And Tennessee kept him, but Tennessee's offense isn't even designed for Marcus at all. So now, and they had just drafted a quarterback last year.
They said they've loved him. So
yeah. So
once he got picked, and it was like the pick, number 2 overall, Marcus Mariota, Tennessee Titans. They show like the clip of him in Hawaii with his family and everyone, and he's just like,
Tennessee.
I guess I'll smile and get up and shake hands, but he's pissed.
Fargo, what do you think about the draft so far?
I just saw the first pick, which was everybody knew, but I haven't paid much attention.
What, Jameis Winston?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston.
All right.
What about you, Michael? Who are the Ravens going to pick?
I picked my nose earlier. As far as this whole sports ball thing, you're going to get who you get, and I don't really care.
Did you watch any of the Orioles game yesterday?
I did not. I was at work through practically all of it.
I actually watched that game. It was pretty cool.
It was weird, man. I was listening to it on the radio. It's just weird.
It was
I
weird.
I watched some of the video clips, like the throwing the balls into the empty stands. And
that was cool.
Signing. That was good stuff.
They said Davis
signing imaginary autographs and shaking hands with people that don't exist.
I think Davis hit the warehouse too.
Right?
Yeah. Davis took it out of the warehouse for the 31st time in Orioles history.
No, I'm saying hit the warehouse, which would have been the 2nd time.
No, but he went out of the ballpark. Yeah.
Yeah, but hitting the warehouse. Only Griffey did it back in 93 maybe at the home run derby. But I don't think it's ever been hit during a game. And I think Davis did it yesterday, I think.
The last time the ball hit the warehouse, it smashed a window that day, right? Didn't it smash a window in the offices?
I don't think so because they have, unless it bounced first and then hit the window.
Okay.
But this one hit without bouncing on Utah Street. So.
And you know what? It's a good thing there was no one walking down Utah Street.
Yeah.
And it's also a good thing that we don't have a whole lot of fans who are, fans of the show who are also huge big sports fans. Because if we did, they would be like, what are they talking about? Griffey hit that in '94.
Yeah.
There's been 4 times that the window was broken, not one.
I'd get ripped apart for not knowing what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sports enough, but I'm not nutty about it. So
Right.
I love sports, but I'm not a nut about it. So I'm not a fanatic.
Well, Chris, you joined late here. Earlier in the conversation, we were talking about which point do people stop really caring about anything new that happens in music. And brought up a little article study type thing that popped up on the internet earlier that said the age 33 is the key age at which people stop caring about finding new things musically.
Musically, you know what? You might be right when you put the caveat about discovering new music. Yeah, that might be right, because a lot of people my age love go bonkers over music, but it's not new music, and you're right about that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, like, because I've kind of felt that way for a while, but never really cared much about it being about anybody other than me, because I'm like, yep, I don't care about old crap, but apparently that happens quite often.
Well, the big heyday of the pop punk era was the last heyday that I really got back into new music, and when that died down, I don't know if it's considered to officially have died down, but for me it certainly have died down. There are a couple bands out there, I guess, holding the banner in my mind that are relevant for me, but a lot of this other stuff, all the styles of music, they don't mean much to me at all. It's just it's soulless. The lyrics are terrible. I've heard great cheesy lyrics better than a lot of these serious lyrics that are coming down the pike these days. No one seems to play their own instrument anymore. No one even seems to care about trying to play their instrument anymore. So many other artists don't even write their own music or even try anymore. It's unless you go country still does it, I guess. But.
We're gonna go down the line here. We're gonna start with Chris Powell, and then and I don't know what this looks like on your guys' screen, but from left to right on my screen, I got Chris Powell, Chris Rockville, Jared, Josh, Russ, and then myself. So we're gonna go down the row here. We're gonna start with Chris Powell. Tom Giachero, who isn't here tonight, popped in once and has messaged me a bunch of times about the show. Is absolutely convinced that people cannot absolutely hate Taylor Swift. You can care to not necessarily listen to her, but you can't hate her. So, go down the line. Chris Powell, thoughts on Taylor Swift?
That's very interesting. Because you're right. Because I don't hate her, but I don't love her either. Sometimes I like her more than at other times. But one thing you can't deny is that she actually has real, honest to goodness talent. You don't have to like that talent, but you can obviously tell that she really does have real talent, which is pretty rare anymore. So I'll give her kudos just for that. But as much as I don't like a lot of the stuff overall, I do find myself bebopping to some of her songs on the radio. Not that I try to tune into them, but when they pass my way, So there's got to be a reason. I can't totally hate her now.
All right. Honesty points for Chris Powell. Chris Rockville, what's up?
I love her. I've got 1989 on my iPod. I listen to it, or my iPhone. I listen to it all the time. I think super talented, super catchy. Definitely not afraid to admit that I love Taylor Swift. What do the fans call themselves?
I don't know.
They have a name. They have a name for themselves.
I'm sure they do.
And I would honestly go see her in concert too. I love Taylor Swift. I think her and Bruno Mars right now are the two most naturally talented artists like in the mainstream music scene these days.
Bruno Mars has real talent, yeah.
Bruno Mars is sick. Like
really good.
Like I think his Super Bowl. Not to get off on a tangent about Bruno Mars, but like his Super Bowl performance just killed it. I mean,
I thought it was awesome.
Well, the best one, in my opinion, since Michael Jackson did it back in 90 or 91 or something like that.
I disagree with that. I think it's the best since Prince did it.
When did Prince do it?
Oh, about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was amazing.
What Super Bowl was that? I can't remember. Oh yeah. You're right.
It was completely live, and
you're right. I'm not a huge Prince guy, but whatever. But like I was saying, I think T Swift and Bruno Mars, they're both cool in my book. So.
All right, Jared is up next. Do not be influenced by the guys that share the same first name. Make your own opinion. No one will kick you out of this room if you disagree. Taylor Swift, go.
I'm 35, so I jumped the shark 2 years ago, and I don't know, I know one song maybe by Taylor Swift and nothing else, so I haven't listened to it at all.
Got to get into her, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm still stuck in punk and ska age, and that's all I listen to. So.
Fair enough.
Ska? Right. You said ska?
Yeah.
Chris, you had your turn. You had your turn. Josh, Taylor Swift, go.
Okay. Just for your reference, Mike, since you're the host of this thing or whatever, in my view, Russ is up next, then you, then me. But whatever. But I'll go now. It's fine.
You will go now. You will go now.
I will. You know, Taylor Swift, the first thing that I ever liked about her was that Kanye West was making such a, you know, excuse my language, I'm not one to say this word, but he was being a total ass at that thing, you know. And he was just like, you know, the Beyonce, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, whoever Kanye West was trying to be at that moment, I can't stand Kanye West so much that it didn't matter if Cher was up on stage. I would have loved Cher at that moment, and I can't stand Cher, by the way. Just let it be known. Anyway, so that was the first thing. Was like, all right, so Taylor Swift, Kanye doesn't like her. That means I like her. The other thing is, like, they came out with that parody thing where it was an old 70s dance video. I'm doing this like this is an old 70s dance video, but and it was like tuned up exactly with her music, and I thought that video was pretty cool. Other than that, no, I don't listen to her at all, and I think she's not even. It'd be different if she was hot, but she's not hot.
Oh, she's hot. Whatever, Josh.
Not that hot, man. She's got kind of a paper plate face, like
Come on, man.
Kind of is, dude.
She is a
you know,
cutie
like
pie,
a
man.
paper plate face. If you were to draw a face on a paper plate,
Paper plate. Jeez.
there you go.
Oh my god.
So, all right. I guess we'll move along. Josh has said enough. Russ.
I'm hanging out with Taylor Swift right now.
Oh,
She's like stands next to my cash register every day. Just hanging out.
Dustin, we are going to come to you in a second. Russ, Taylor Swift, go.
I don't hate Taylor Swift. I don't listen to Taylor Swift, though. I know a couple of her songs. It's not the first thing I put on. Pretty indifferent about it. She's alright. Just wouldn't listen
is
to
she like the 100th thing that you would put on? Like, would you put her on at all?
Probably not.
Okay, here's the question, because I probably wouldn't choose to listen to her either. But if you were a person who listened to the radio, or if the radio was on and you had control over it, and one of her songs came on, would you change the channel?
That's close.
Who's going to listen to the radio? Does someone listen to the radio out there?
Come on, Josh, play along. It's a scenario. I don't expect everyone to own the album. I don't own the album. No one buys albums anymore
He's
except
just mad 'cause she's not on
I
Spotify.
want everyone to go to Dustin Shop and buy his album. But if it was on and you had control, no matter what the situation is, radio, whatever, and you could turn it off or change it, would you?
Probably.
No.
Fair enough.
If I was in a conversation with somebody, I'd probably let it play in the background. Otherwise, I'd probably tune into talk radio of some sort, or sports channel or something.
Act like Shake It Off puts you in a bad mood when you're in a bar or something like that, please. Act like you don't dance along to it. You're all liars.
I don't dance.
You're all a bunch of scumbag liars.
All right, Dustin obviously sells lots of Taylor Swift records. So
Yeah.
what are you doing? Are you turning the channel when it comes on?
I don't know. So, like I said, some of them I chimed in on the chat thing earlier because I was off the call, but my daughter's a big fan, and I played the CD in the car on the way to dance practice and all that fun stuff, and yeah, it didn't bother me. In fact, I actually saw a hardcore band last night, and they do a cover of Blank Space. That's like one of their big things, and everybody went nuts for it. So, you know, she can write a good song.
Yep.
Does she write her own songs?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets +10 cool points in my book. I like her even more now.
Well, she also like mails out random presents to her fans and stuff.
That's cool. She does
And,
seem like a really cool person.
Yeah, she
too.
seems like a decent person, which there's not a whole lot. You don't see artists giving back that way to a lot of people. So
I remember that Christmas video she put out.
yeah.
That was really, really cool.
I love that she's standing right behind you too,
Yeah,
Dustin.
I can't talk bad about her. She's right here.
She's shy.
Yeah.
Hey, zoom in on that
Shorter.
picture.
She's pretty tall, so
Show Josh how cute she is.
Zoom in on the picture of her and tell me now. Is that really a
Look
plate
like a
face,
paper
dude?
plate.
Come on, does that look like a plate? Really?
Have you ever seen a paper plate after like someone ate a hamburger or a hot dog and there's just a little bit of ketchup left over on it?
That's a good looking plate, dude. Come on.
That's Taylor Swift, man.
You know what song I downloaded this morning on the way to work? Was that song, I don't even know who sings it, but it's Shut Up and Dance With Me.
Oh, that's Walk the Moon.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say that I downloaded that and listened to it several times today. A sucker for a really good pop song. So
It's a good song. Their last
good-
album was pretty good too.
Oh, they have more than one album?
Yeah, that's their second album.
I'm not interested in anything else they do, so that
I
one
still
song's
listen
good
to
enough.
new music. I haven't given up and just listen to the old. I have to be forward looking since it's my job.
You're 32, I guess.
33 and I turn 34 in a few months.
Oh.
It's all going
On
to
the cusp.
change real soon. It's all going to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Then it's all Dan Fogelberg and ABBA.
Fogelberg.
And Richard Marx.
Yeah. Another
Bryan
Illinois
Adams.
guy. Yeah.
Brian Adams.
I think Richard Marx
like
just played
Ryan.
some gig out here in Wilmington, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. He was on some big billboard.
I'd go crazy to see him play Hazard live. That'd be amazing. That is an awesome song.
Well, do any of you guys actually go back and try to like get into things that they're not current anymore? They may have been old things from the 70s or 80s, and go back and say, I'm going to give this a shot and see if I dig this. Do you ever
Like
try?
wearing corduroy pants?
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. Let me reframe the question in better detail. Not like clothing or styles or things of that nature, but just musically. Like, do you go back and say, maybe I missed the boat on this?
Yeah, there's been a few bands that I did that I couldn't get into them when they were popular, and my taste had to evolve a bit. Much like drinking good beer, your palate has to grow and get used to good stuff,
This
So,
is
yeah.
very true.
I totally buy into that.
I started getting into the Clash a lot when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, way past the time I really got into the Ramones. I got into the Clash a lot, so I just listen to a ton of Clash now. And then movies, definitely. Movies from the 70s and 80s. I love going back and watching movies that I've just never seen before that everybody says are classics. Let's see. There was one, it was just off the top of my head I watched the other day. I can't remember what it was, though. But yeah, movies probably more so than music. But.
I totally agree on the movies thing. I mean, you go back and see a movie that you've especially on Netflix, you can go find whatever. But I never saw Taxi Driver until recently, and stuff like that. But with music, I got a confession, man. This is a straight up confession because this is a total punk rock no or whatever, in the punk rock world. But growing up, my dad Beat on the Brat. That was on repeat when I was a little kid, 5, 6 years old, or my dad was a Ramones fan. So, growing up with that and braining, just getting that totally into just crunched in my brain, and that's the best thing ever. And then later on, all these kids are talking about Descendants and All and stuff. And I never got into Mike's face.
Well, I'm sorry. Jen just showed me a picture on my phone. I'm sorry. I'm distracted by something disgusting.
We were doing the face for Descendants and All.
No, what you're saying is fantastic.
Right. I mean, well, now here's the thing. I'm being a punk rock fan. I'm supposed to love the Descendants and All. If all I listen to is punk rock, why do I not love the Descendants and all. I don't know, man. I just don't. I saw them at Riot Fest this past summer with Dustin, and and I've seen them at the other Riot Fest 2 years prior to that. And dude, man, it's just, it's totally different from Ramones. Ramones is 3 chords, the Descendants are like, but it's the same kind of, it's still, I don't know, it's still punk rock, but I'm not into it, man. I try to get into it. So to answer your question, Mike, I try to get into the Descendants. Not so much all. I didn't give them much of a chance, but I don't know. We never recorded the
question, but okay. Okay.
What?
That wasn't quite the question, but I'll take that as an answer.
Oh, okay.
Are there any other bands that existed other than those 2 that you've decided to go back to and say, I was wrong about them? And
I tried the same thing with Black Flag, and you can't get into them either, man.
All right.
Dude.
I'm really surprised Josh is into Rancid so much.
Rancid's awesome.
Yeah, they just don't seem like a band that I would expect you to be all about. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're the most opinionated person when it comes to music that I know. So I don't know. I just kind of felt like you always post about Rancid and stuff whenever they put something new out, and that just always surprised me. I don't know.
I always get excited when they put something new out, but I'm always disappointed the last few years. But I still listen to it for a lot.
They're still good. I love Rancid.
Same with Andrew WK.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to top those first 2 records,
Well, he kind of figured it out and was like, you know what? I'm not going to put anything else out ever again. I'm just going to live off these the first record is what he's living off that one song, really. Party Hard is all he's doing. And
by the way, Josh, speaking of WK, are you coming out next Monday?
No, man.
You're not? Really?
No. Did you see the last podcast where I killed that homeless man?
Oh, yeah. Because I took off that Tuesday. I took off Tuesday for that. Man, come on.
It's a Monday? I thought it was a Sunday, first of all.
Or I took off Monday. I took off the 11th, whatever the 11th is.
Yeah, man, I'm not doing that. I can't.
So there was one band that I did that with where I went back years later. So there's one band. The first album was fantastic for the times. Every single cut on it was its own hit. It was crazy. It was real popular. Then the second album, there were only 3 cuts on it that I thought were good. And so I was like, and I ditched them. 15 years later, I went back and I actually bought their entire back catalog and dissected everything in it. And there's a lot of good stuff in there. But it's the Outfield.
Oh, I love the Outfield.
That's what I did. I got every one of their albums. I bought the first one, and then the second one, Bangin', had Since You've Been Gone and a couple other songs, and that was good. But it was it wasn't as nearly as good as the first. And then the third one came in, The Voices of Babylon, and I was like, I'm done. So I was done. 15 years later, I came back and I thought all these other albums they put out. I got every single one of them, and I went right through it, and I like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, Outfield's awesome.
Cool.
Chris he has no clue what more.
I like
a nice lull.
I like one Outfield song, I guess.
The only one.
It's fun when it comes on at the bar or whatever. I sing along to it.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, if you like that song, if you like, what is it? I Don't Want to Lose Your Love Tonight or whatever, if you really do genuinely like that song, you would love a lot of their other material.
Really?
Yep.
Make a mixtape for me of their greatest hits.
Yes, a mixtape.
I want it on cassette.
Just listen to the whole first album. Each song on there is its own hit. It's crazy.
Is your love on it on the first album?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll download it. I'll download it tomorrow.
Every single song. If you've never heard that album before, every single song you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, what am I? I can't believe I didn't like this back then."
Is it a bunch of songs that I've heard before that I just didn't know was on?
You probably heard 2 or 3 songs off the album. Maybe, but every song
it's really consistent though. So if you like the one, you're gonna like all of them.
Yes.
Cool. I'll check it out. I'll give it a shot.
All right.
And then I'll go to the bar and download the whole thing on the jukebox and piss everyone off and get kicked out of the bar. So that's usually how it works out. I'm like a jukebox
Hero?
Nazi.
Are you a jukebox hero?
Yeah, no, man. Because I go in there and it's always funny. Like a lot of the touch tunes things have the Huntingtons on it, and so
Cool.
I'll play like the whole Get Lost album or whatever. They usually have like Growing Up Is No Fun, so I'll play like 12 songs in a row off that album, and everybody's just like, who the hell picked all this? Like, what is this? And I'm like the one guy at the end of the bar, kind of like singing
Smiling.
along, and then everybody hates me.
That's fun.
Whatever.
Anyone ever see that Hardee's I think it's a Hardee's commercial where the girls walk in and Motley Crue's playing and she's got like the jalapeno burger. Oh my gosh, this burger is like the best looking burger of all time. Jalapeno comes out, she takes the jalapeno, slow motion. And
No,
no one saw that? Anyone see that?
No.
Yes, I've seen that. Yes.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Motley Crue's playing in the background. So this is on last night, and I sell TV commercials. So when I see a cool commercial, I'm like, oh, this is a good commercial. And I was like, Kelly, my wife Kelly, I'm like, can you tell me who this band is? And it was Shout at the Devil was the song. Down, 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 And she's like, yeah. I was like, who is it? She's like, White Lion. White Lion? Yeah. What?
Simba.
No, she goes, what? White Serpent. Or something.
The White Serpent.
And then she said something else too. It was another white thing, but it was not. But it was. She named 3 bands that are not real bands. They're not even-
White Lion's a real band.
Yeah, White Lion's a real band.
White Lion is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she wasn't that far off, actually. They were an 80s hair metal band, so.
White Lion?
Yeah, they were
No,
really big.
What was their big hit?
Wait,
Not White Snake, not White Heart.
I never had a chance to love you, but I only want.
They had like a massive they had a massive hit in the late 80s.
It was called Wait.
No, okay, well then they had 2.
There was some ballad. There was some
Yeah.
White Lion like.
Oh yeah.
Wow, what was that called? That's gonna bother me.
When the children cry.
Yeah. That's it.
Yep.
When the chil-
Moral
That was a
of
cool
the
song.
story is Josh will be sleeping on the couch this evening because he just said that his wife didn't know who Motley Crue was in front of millions of people.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a big deal. Okay, No, I'm sorry. Hold on. I got the proof right here. 'Cause I wrote myself a text message so I could remember these band names. White Tiger is what she said. That was the first one.
Okay.
White Tiger is not a band. All right. Then the second guess was White Viper. The third guess was White Lightning.
That sounds like it could be a band name, but I don't think it
All
would.
really, 3 really cool potential band names.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I said White Line,
White Viper.
especially if I never even heard of White Line. But anyway, we're coming up with cool band names here in this house. But Mike, I don't have to sleep on the couch because Kelly was working tonight, so I can sleep in her bed by myself. It's Friday.
Oh, all right. That's cool. Okay, so who wants to come up to Baltimore in May and go see Steel Panther with me?
Me.
Yeah.
Are you going, Mike? Really?
No, I'm not. I would really like to. I'll be honest. I would really like to, but
Have you seen them before?
perhaps if someone would go with me and twist my arm, maybe I will.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Is it
text you after
Friday
the show.
or Saturday?
What's that?
When is it?
Dude, what's that one song they have? It won't suck itself.
That's the name of the song. Yeah.
Well,
Josh,
Mike,
I'll have to out Josh. I'll have to do a little out. Josh is the one that I didn't even know that band existed until Josh sent me a text message and said, "Hey, you need to check this out." And I don't even remember what the reason was, why he even sent it to me.
Because it's awesome.
Well, I then found out that it was awesome. But he sent it to me. He's like, "You'll have to just excuse the just absolutely crazy nature of this, but watch this." And I did, and I was like, "That's the most genius thing I've seen in a really long time." And then I went and looked them up and was like, "Holy cow! This band has got it. Like they know exactly what they're doing."
Yep.
And they are doing it extremely well. And not only is it just like over the top, horrifically obscene, which it absolutely is, but they are really, really good at it. Like genuinely good at it. And if they were a band that did hair metal the way that they do it in 2015, no one would give a crap about them if they weren't so ridiculously over the top.
Yeah.
Well, the lead singer was Ralph Saines.
What's that?
No, the lead singer is Ralph Saines, and he was doing a Van Halen tribute band for years over in L.A.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched like a handful of like full-length shows of theirs, like professionally shot shows of theirs on YouTube, and they have that down perfectly.
They shred, man. They're so good.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Like I didn't like when are they playing? I didn't know about that. I mean,
I don't know the exact date. It is in May, and I'm on vacation next week. I'm out of the country all week. But it is after I get back, maybe like the week after or something in the middle of May.
It's at Soundstage.
It is a weeknight, though. That's the only downside. It's like a Tuesday or a Thursday or something.
Mike, if you want to go, I will go with you.
I mean,
Josh.
It sounds like I've watched their shows, and I would absolutely love to go to something.
And you've never seen? I saw them live once. And actually, I have a funny story about Steel Panther. They put out a thing on Facebook. They had a Dorito. I don't know if you saw it. It was a Super Bowl commercial where they were like getting off a tour bus and they just played a show and they had a bunch of groupies with them. And they're walking out of the venue and this guy's walking by and he has a bag of Doritos and the groupies just all stop and they start chasing after the guy with Doritos. I don't know if you saw the commercial. It was kind of lame, but they put out a casting call for that commercial because they filmed it in Baltimore. And so I hit this girl up and I'm like, I know you've never heard of this band, but she's blonde, has tattoos, and really cute girl. I'm like, you should email this address and see if you can get hooked up. And sure enough, popped up on the commercial. I'm like, oh shit, there's Teresa, and she killed it. She was really good on it. But but anyway, Steel Panther. I saw them live like 4 or 5 years ago, and it's such a good time. So definitely should make it out if you can, for sure.
Oh, Jen just gave me my phone. She looked it up. It's on Tuesday, May 12th, Baltimore Soundstage at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's 2 days after the Marky Ramone show.
2 days after the Marky Ramone show, and it is actually the night that I give my youth their final exam, college class that I teach. So, but I will absolutely be done and ready to go at 8 o'clock. So.
If you want to go, it'll be a date.
I think they played the Fillmore a year or two ago too.
They opened up for Judas Priest in Baltimore like 6 or 8 months ago.
I can believe it.
Cheapest tickets possible were like $50-some.
Yeah,
like, on.
So all you're gonna do is sit there and laugh you're gonna sit there and laugh the entire time.
Yeah, they tour with super huge bands. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
But. Yeah, it is. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But.
It's just because they're good. Like, they legitimately have talent. They're, like, a really good band.
Yeah. It's incredible. And, like, the first time, like, Josh sent me the link, and I watched it, and I'm like, wow, this is bizarre and crazy. And then I went and looked up some more, and then finally found out the fact that, like, 3 out of the 4 of them, that's not even, like, they don't even look like that. They all wear wigs. And
well, the bass player's gay.
They're just totally normal, like, short-haired dudes that wear these crazy outfits, and they don't even really do that, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
They're signed to Interscope Records.
Yeah, they're good. Like
did you ever see the Behind the Music? They did a fake Behind the Music.
Yes, it was awesome.
It's amazing, Mike. If you haven't seen that, you have to check that out as soon as the show.
I've watched a couple of acoustic shows where they're in record shops, they're wherever they are, and they're playing these songs acoustically in front of maybe like 30 people, and it's super weird. But they still do the same jokes. It's but yeah.
Hey, Mike, the funny thing is, I was thinking about how we came up with the name of this show. Well, really, you came up with it, but that it had to do with another band that was kind of like Steel Panther, right? And like someone emailed you, and they were like, "Hey," and you told me like the subject of the email was absolutely awesome.
Oh yeah.
But it was that other band. I can't remember the name of the band, but it was like another band, sort of like Steel Panther, right?
No. This is. Oh yeah. I mean, we're tangenting here a little bit, but
Not
no.
really. It's like a Steel Panther band.
No, they weren't like Steel Panther. Like, there's this scene in Spain and in South America where like 80s style skate rock speed metal is huge. Like, that first Suicidal Tendencies record and like things like that has like revamped, and it's just become this huge thing. And there's like dozens and dozens of these bands out there that all do this style of music like right now in 2015. They sound like they're from like 1985, and it's just massively huge. And so a friend of mine emailed me at work and said, "You got to check out this band out. They're like, they sound like they're right out of the 80s, like speed thrash metal." And I checked it out. I was like, "Wow, that's really freaking good." And YouTube, if you guys ever get on YouTube is like this bottomless pit of just clicks. Like, you click on one thing, and then you're like, oh, there's another thing I can click on. You click on that thing, and then before you know it, you've spent like 12 hours clicking through videos on YouTube. And so I found all these different bands, and then eventually I came across a band that the singer of it is in some sort of a, gosh, what were they called? Okay, I'll throw it out there this way, and this is not the most appropriate way of doing this, but this is how I'm going to do it. The singer was in a Christian metal band who ended up getting sentenced for plotting to kill his wife.
Oh, Austrian Death Machine.
Yeah, Austrian Death Machine. Yes, well, that's not the Christian metal band's name.
As I Lay Dying.
As I Lay Dying, yes. So the singer of that band formed a band called Austrian Death Machine, where every single song was about an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And
It's really funny.
Absolutely brilliant. It was brilliant. Yeah. And they produced like 3 records where every single song was about a Schwarzenegger film.
Really good songs too, like musically really good.
Yes, absolutely. And then in between, like every third song, you'd have a guy who's impersonating Arnold, talking about how awesome it was to be in a band, and I'm so glad you guys let me in your band. This is so
absolutely fantastic.
It was great. And so yeah, the dude was like, man, if and the title of his when he sent this link to me about this Arnold band, the title of the email was Absolute Awesome, and I was like, well, that's a really cool name. I should like make a pop punk record and put it out and call it Absolute Awesome just for stupidity's sake. And that's how we ended up with the show's name. But in any case, yeah, if you haven't heard Austrian Death Machine,
well, they've got a video on YouTube too.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, the first record is just fantastically good.
They're at a party or something, and the Terminator shows up and starts kicking everybody's ass. It's really funny.
It's called Austrian Death Metal.
Death Machine.
Death Machine.
Now you probably aren't going to be into the style of music. It's like the super fast, like kind of speed metal.
Speed metal, yeah, it's not my thing, but I'll check it out for the Arnold aspect.
Yeah, it's fun. Every single song title, like they have a song called "Get to the Chopper." Yeah. They have a song called
"Get to the Chopper."
If it bleeds, you can kill it. From here. I mean, it's great stuff.
They have a song called "It's My Weak Arm Sally."
I don't know how deep they got. I don't know if they ever did any Twins references or anything like that, but
I'm pretty sure it was just like it was Total Recall references, Terminator references, Predator references, his super big action movies.
The action movies, yeah, good stuff.
Commando. Yeah.
They got a song called "I Need Your Clothes, Your Boots, Your Motorcycle."
Yeah. I think that's the one they have the music video for, actually.
Oh man.
And it's a really funny video. But then it kind of sucks. The singer tried to kill his wife, and he's in prison now. And, went down a very dark path.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyway, yeah, that's how we got the name of the show.
Wow.
Hey, can I jump back to something Dustin said?
Sure.
Yeah, I think Dustin said like Taylor Swift would send like his fans like gift packages and stuff. The only thing the Huntingtons ever sent me was my record like 2 months late.
You didn't even get a patch or a bumper sticker or a pen.
They might have thrown an extra sticker, and there was a note on the outside that said, "Sorry it took so long."
That was big. That was definitely me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you finally got it, but I do apologize for how long I really do suck. I suck at getting things done.
Hey, pause me. I'll be right back.
And my wife's sitting here right next to me. She's shaking her head. Mm-hmm. So there's no doubt. Yeah, that was
The only
me.
thing the Huntingtons ever sent me was a contract to sign saying that I'd pay them $400 for them to come play with us.
Probably. Yeah.
No, that's a true story. What did you? A $400 guarantee, lodging for the night, dinner for $5.
Hey, that's like very minuscule demands, man.
Yeah, but no,
It's a
you know
bargain.
what? I'm
Bargain.
sure. I don't know if you guys got that every night, but we emptied our pockets for you guys. We really took care of you guys pretty good.
I feel like I heard that before. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Well, you were no, because it was when you guys had a management company or whatever. You guys had a manager or an
But just
agent or
so you
something.
know, like, if we got $400 a night, which we really didn't consistently get that, but even if we would have, it would have meant that we were able to, like, just keep touring. Like, there was
Yeah.
nothing about that amount of money that would have made us wealthy at all.
No,
or
no.
in
I
any
know.
way, shape, or form would have been like, woohoo, I get to go buy something new. It'd
No,
been
but
like,
I
get
just
to,
always
feed myself today.
I just always laugh at that story when I tell it to people because it's like I guess the way our relationship kind of formed after that, it was like I'd call you up on like a Wednesday or something and be like, you won't feel like playing the show? Oh, yeah, sure. We'll be out there on Saturday night or whatever. And, it was like nothing. But the first time it was like super professional and signing contracts and, it was like we were scared to death because I think we were like $20 or $30 short from the guarantee that we signed. So we're like, they're going to sue us. They're going to hate us. And we have to definitely get them 2 hotel rooms tonight. So anyway. Good times. Good times.
Hey, speaking of us getting people their stuff late at night, or late at night, yeah, late like years later. Mike, I don't know if you even paid attention to this at all. I'm going back to see how long ago it was sent, but there on on the Huntington's Facebook page, there was a guy who asked about getting the Pull the Plug album, just that acoustic thing we did.
Yeah.
And it looks like it was August 2012 was when the original message came through. And then you wrote him back 9 days later, and you said, "Hi, Troy. We only made 100 of those. Blah, blah, blah. I'd be happy to send you an MP3 of the songs if you'd like. Take care, Mike." 9 days later. Good job, first of all. It was only 9 days. You responded. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 messages from the guy, like, "Please send it. That'd be the coolest. Hey, whenever you get a chance to send it, that'd be really cool. I'll even send you some money. Hello, Huntingtons. Thought I'd nudge you one more time about that acoustic CD.
Dude.
Hey, again, Mike. Stumbled upon the Pull the Plug."
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
work nights. No, work nights.
No, I'm calling myself out on this too. Okay, all right. Obviously, Mike. I mean, you don't check the Facebook thing for the Huntingtons thing that much, and who does? Every now and then we'll jump on there, but when I went back and saw all these, and I don't know if this is true with the rest of the world, but for me, Facebook Messenger is like that goes back to the beginning of Facebook time for me. I don't delete that stuff, so. All this stuff is on there, all these messages, and finally, on April 24th, which is last week, I wrote him and said, "Hey man, Josh, I will send you this thing. Shoot me an email and I'll send it to you." But I haven't done it yet.
Oh my gosh.
But I do plan on doing that. I need to find it. It's over there somewhere in my stack of stuff.
The Facebook road is paved with the best intentions.
I think that kid probably pulled the plug by now.
Right.
He's pulled the plug on us. He's probably written like 12 blog entries about how terrible people we are. I'm sure he has.
He emailed me and he was like, "Dude, that'd be so cool. If you need he gave me a Dropbox. He's like, here's the Dropbox. You can send it to. Do you mind doing it in this, 20,000 bits per second or whatever? And I was like, oh my god.
Just zip it up and send it to him with a link and let him have it. Gosh.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll say,
I'll do it the best way I can.
You have no defense.
No, I have. Jen's saying I have no defense. I have a little bit of defense. I have a little bit of defense. There was somebody who messaged me, I don't know, like 3 months ago and said, hey, do you still have some of those, punk sounds? You have some of those punk sounds? And I'm like, yeah, I got punk sounds. He's like, I want one of those on CD. I'm like, cool, just, cover the shipping. You don't have to pay for it. I'll just send it to you. And he's like, cool. And he sent me, $4. And I threw a T-shirt in there and punk sounds in there, and I ended up spending, $6 sending it to him. So it's I'm weird when it comes to, what I'll do and what I won't do. That guy, I feel bad. It's been 4 years. I haven't sent him his mistakes. That kind of sucks, but, I'm lazy. I'm a lazy dude.
Well, hello. This is Cliff. Cliff just called me, so I guess he's joining the show. We're doing the show right now, man.
I just called in to let everybody know why I wasn't there. So Christy and I spent the night ripping out the carpet in our living room, getting down to the original hardwood floors. I didn't have a proper hammer, so I was using pliers to take out all the nails, which was insane. My gosh. And then, we had to take out all the staples, everything. I mean, it was just, it was a huge amount of work, and we got started, and it was just so I just had to not be there. And I'm sorry, but I hope you guys are having a wonderful time.
Is he on the phone right now?
Yes.
Cliff.
Yeah.
What do you think about Taylor Swift?
No, I don't.
All right, fair enough.
Ooh.
Okay, but do you honestly hate her though?
I hate her? No, I just don't have. I mean, like any modern music, it's all bull crap. It's all crap. I don't like any of it. I don't have any. I guess she's turning into kind of a woman now, and she's looking more like a woman and less like a kid or something. I don't know, but I just don't care. I have no thoughts about it. If it's not from yesterday, I don't care.
One more. One more question about Taylor Swift. So we've established that you don't hate her, she's not your cup of tea, but one thing, even though you don't like her, do you honestly feel like she has real talent?
I have no idea. Who's talking to me? Is that my brother?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I have no idea if she has any real talents or not. I've heard that she doesn't really sing very good, and they fix her up like crazy in the studio, that live she doesn't sound anywhere near as good as she'd like, but that's everybody, so I don't know how much that matters. She plays guitar, sort of. I don't know, I don't know, but then again, I play guitar, sort of. So, whatever. I don't have any idea if she writes her own songs.
She does.
I have no idea if she has talent.
Okay.
All right. Okay, question, then you can go back to pulling nails out of the ground with pliers. Okay.
I'm in bed, man. I'm freaking worn out.
Oh, all right. Well, then fair enough.
One last question.
Did you stop liking new music at around the age of 33? Roughly. Ballpark.
33 was freaking 12 years ago, man. I don't know.
We all know you're old. We're not asking that. Was it roughly around that time frame when you said, screw new music, I just want to listen to what I like?
I think it was probably probably when I stopped liking new music is when the whole scene that we were involved in with the Huntingtons kind of died out. You know what I mean? When it got oversaturated and every new band sucked. And the Donnas might have been the last new band that I just really loved, but when Screeching Weasel was putting out albums all the time, of course, I still like Screeching Weasel stuff that it comes out with now. Queers, sometimes their stuff is good now, but so that kind of stuff, if it was in that, but as far as liking and trying to like every single style that was like what we were playing, man, it just got all terrible. And I think that's probably, I like the first couple of Britney Spears albums, and then everything else was just gross. I just wanted to vomit about everything. I think, it might have been kind of the emo styling started pumping everywhere, and everything was emo bullcrap. I think that was probably when I just said, "See you later." Yeah, you know what? I think that was it. Yep.
That was a long answer.
Now I hate modern music so much that even if it's like some cool old time country band or something, if it you know, it gets real popular and it's just like I just recognize it all as just terrible. I just don't like any of anything.
Do you like Steel Panther?
No, I don't, because I don't like music that's purposefully, even if it's well done, but if it's meant to just be making fun of a certain genre, I don't like it.
I don't think they're making fun of it.
No, it's not. It's not making fun of, but it's making fun of. It's like in on the joke, and like, you know, that one song where it says "they can suck it big, they can that's pretty funny, and it makes me crack my head up, you know.
Right.
But
why don't you just jump on the show, man? We got 3 more spots available, dude, if you want to jump on.
Because every artist that they're talking about in that song is from like 10, 15 years ago, so it's already irrelevant. You know, in a song, you never want to, like, you know, you never want to name drop people in the now in your songs, because as soon as it's not the now anymore, your songs are over. Your songs sound
I was going to say...
You always want to keep everything.
All right. Hey, Cliff.
All right, this might be the first time in Google Hangouts history that someone has physically called in to be a part, like used the telephone technology to be a part of the show, as opposed to just clicking on that little link thing that I sent you like 2 hours ago to be in the show.
Right. All right. So
it's cool. It's
I
new.
should have come on properly, but then I would have had the shade. I'm off of this, and I just called to tell Josh, hey, I don't know if the show's still going on, but this is why I wasn't there.
Okay. Well, it's still going on.
We've broken new ground this evening.
I'm glad my brother's there to pick up the slack. That's good. So take care, guys. Enjoy. See y'all in a couple weeks.
All right.
All right.
They used to say, peace out.
They still say that.
I still say it.
That's
all the
what's
time.
interesting. Call into a
Internet show.
Interesting.
All right. Sorry, guys. That was an important call. I had to take it.
You can actually hear him pretty well. I was surprised.
Yeah, Tyler, what's up, man? I don't know who you are, but I thought it was interesting when your name popped up because we're all talking about Taylor Swift, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's joining the show. Oh, it's Tyler. Never mind, not Taylor.
Tyler.
It's all good. How's
What's
it
up,
going?
Tyler? What's up, brother?
What's up, Chris? How you doing,
man? Been a long time.
I'm good. Yeah, it's been a while. Josh, you remember me? You might. You guys played a show at the Civic Center years back with Rob when you were playing with Robbie. I was the guy that was lugging all their equipment around.
Yeah, Tyler used to roll with us.
Okay, yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
He was a crew member.
Yeah, street team.
It's hard to
Brody.
keep up, man, because you had such a big crew with you that like lugged all
Well,
your
we
stuff.
always had like 2 or 3 guys that helped us out. Tyler was always there. I think Tyler was at like all of our shows.
Hey, you know what would be a good topic of conversation sometime? Bands that we, like, your contemporaries at the time, like the Huntingtons and the pop punk singles around, and the Rockvilles, bands that were around at the time that we know of on some level who, what happened to them kind of questions. That would be interesting, I think.
That's kind of what this whole show is, man. We're calling up we called up 710 Split last week, and where are they now? They're all freaking millionaires making T-shirts, and
I always wondered what happened to Sidewalk Slam. Are they still playing?
Oh, good question. They're playing a gig with. Aren't they playing a gig with MXPX and Slick Shoes?
So they're still playing.
They're going to get definitely Slick Shoes and MXPX. They're playing a gig.
They are
playing with 5 Iron Frenzy.
That's it.
I asked my buddy Nate, who's like best friends with Greg. I was like, "Is Greg on that MXPX thing?" And he's like, "Nope." And Greg is like the Asian guy from Slick Shoes. He's like the man when it comes to Slick Shoes. But
why's he got to be Asian?
Yeah, because he actually was born that way. That's the thing.
Why you got to bring it up, man? You know, the state of the country is a little racially sensitive now. He has to be like he's the Asian guy. Come on, man. He's the guy from Slick Shoes. Come on.
You're not allowed to say like the race that somebody is. When you're
Just keep it politically correct, Josh.
Come on. No, you gotta. You're allowed to describe people by their race. That's not racist, right?
Yeah, but if it doesn't have anything to do with the story, you know what I mean?
Well, it does. He's the Asian guy from Slick Shoes. You know, like, if I didn't say that, if I was just like, he's one of the guys in Slick Shoes, oh, which one is he? He's Greg. Well, what's he look
Why couldn't you be like, he's the guitar player?
He's Asian. Oh, that's racist.
Look, man, I'm just trying to set you straight, Josh.
Yeah.
You're in your cozy little world out there in Ocean City, all right?
Well, one thing we haven't gotten from Tyler is his opinion on Taylor Swift.
Ah. You have to ask him in the way that you asked us, Mike. That you have to phrase it right.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's fair enough. Okay, so you know we're talking about like things that we wouldn't typically find ourselves all that interested in, but you know we come across the topic of Taylor Swift, and if you happen to be someone who's listening to a radio and a Taylor Swift song comes on, perhaps you're not going to buy her album or go see her in concert, but are you going to change the channel if one of her songs comes on?
If it's that Shake It Off song, of course I'm going to change the station.
Oh, that's a great song.
I get it. It's catchy. Like it's totally in the now. It's totally like relevant at the times. I'm not gonna lie. Like when she first came out, when she was more like a country style, like I was like, okay, let's hope that they don't turn her into a pop, artist, and that's just what happened. I don't really listen to the radio that much. I sit around and blast my iPod because I have a near infinite amount of music on there. So. But anything that I hear through, or anything I hear that's like recent, I hear through like my friends or through social media. Like I just recently got into like Frank Turner like a year ago, and I had no clue who he was. Didn't know he was around for as long as he's been around, but only recently have I discovered him. Radio is not really my bag. I'm not a big fan of how they, Taylor Swift's a perfect example. She was great when she first came out as like a country singer, like that country kind of. She played guitar, and it was like, it was pretty cool. Now she's just like too much of a pop artist for my taste. So
all right,
I'm a little old-fashioned.
Question 2. How old are you?
Okay. 27.
27.
Yeah, I'm old.
You're a good 6 or 7 years away from the point where you're not allowed to like music anymore.
Yeah.
I like a lot of like newer stuff. It just depends on like my mood, really. I'm very old-fashioned. I've always considered myself kind of like an old head. Always hung out with like an older crowd, and I was kind of raised by my grandparents, so like old things are just cool to me. So I get bagged on, I guess, a little bit for that, but whatever. I don't care. It's water off my back.
That's cool, man. Hey, I like Frank Turner. I think Frank Turner. Here's what I think. I think the Clash should do a reunion and have Frank Turner do the Joe Strummer stuff.
They could never. They could never.
He looks like him. He sings like him. I think nobody would know the difference except for everybody. But
except for everyone in the world.
That's my idea. My idea. I'm sticking to it.
I'll tell you what. If you guys like Frank Turner, like his Joe Strummer style like vocals, there's an artist. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. He's like Swedish. I don't know his actual name, but in the States he goes by Money Brother, and he's like a little bit more. He's a Grammy winner over in Sweden, and like I saw him open up for Against Me like 4 years ago. And I was like, man, this guy is going to be famous. Come to find out, he's a Grammy winner over in Europe. He sold, he's a almost platinum like artist over there, and he's awesome. He's kind of like got a folk, pop, rockabilly, like it's a little bit everything. He does everything, and he's phenomenal. He sounds like Joe. He's along those lines vocal wise, and he's kind of like a Frank Turner with like the inspirational kind of like life kind of sucks, but it's okay kind of lyrics. It's pretty cool. I would check it out if you are familiar with that at all. Yeah, I don't know if he's still putting out music, but I know that it's a good listen. It really is.
So that's 2 tips I got tonight: Frank Turner and Austrian Death Machine.
That band is awesome. That band is epic.
Yeah.
Anyone who's into auto calls or anything like that, that's like the band for you, straight up.
Well, they're not a band anymore, unfortunately.
And Chris, when you go to listen, you'll be surprised how similar they are in sounding to each other. They're like right on the same page. Both bands, they sound exactly alike. It's like, which one is Frank Turner?
Similar style.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Mike left, and this is supposed to go till 10:30. So I don't know how to.
Why did he leave? Where did he go?
Probably went to use the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Is he gonna wrap it up tonight?
I guess.
Yeah, we do have some. Well, I don't know how to wrap it up. I gotta wait till Mike comes back so he can cut the feed or whatever.
Well, while we're waiting for Mike, why don't you do one of your little effects where you can put mustaches on your face and glasses on your eyes?
There he is.
That's a great idea. But why don't we look at the Q&A first?
Oh, okay.
Anything important in here? Looks like it's all. Never mind. It's all from Dustin. Yeah, everyone should buy CDs from Co-op Records. My daughter listens to her and some of her songs on the new record. Blah blah blah. Blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to rock a piss. Rockville's the only one that's going to really get that reference, but.
No, Tyler's all about Trailer Park Boys too.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge.
Dude, I'm a big Trailer Park Boys fan now.
What? Did you get into it?
Yeah, I got into it. I've just got through season 1, so I'm getting into it now.
It only gets better.
Chris Powell, I got to give you some advice. Trailer Park Boys semi-expert. It's good that you got through season 1. Do not give up on it, because a lot of people watch the first 6 episodes and are like, "This is the worst show I've ever seen."
Oh, it's awesome. It's funny as
honestly wouldn't be totally wrong in that opinion. It's the first 6 episodes are pretty bad.
You think that's really?
It gets so amazingly good. You will not believe how unbelievable that show is by the time it wraps up.
Well, then I'll be off the hook with it, because I found the first 6 episodes to make me crack my butt up. I was just laughing all the time.
You're a rare exception. It is nothing but better from here on out.
They're taking Canadian. They're importing Canadian humor into American field in situations. It's pretty hilarious.
Oh, the characters they come into their own. And everything just gets so much better.
Now you said there was, and I can't memorize their names off the top of my head right now, other than the bug-eyed guy, but
Bubbles,
yeah. But the big the Italian tough guy, that guy, Julian. So which is the character that you said in this year, not this year, but last year, they really started taking a dive as far as they didn't really have too much to do with the show. They weren't very funny anymore. Huh?
Season 8, which is season 8 and 9 are the new ones on Netflix. Season 8 kind of ditched the J-Rock thing a little bit. He wasn't that funny. Season 9, he comes back in full force, and he is fantastic in season.
Awesome. Okay, that's what I want.
He was brutal. All his one-liners in that season were phenomenal. They're so good.
And as you move through seasons 1 through 7, which are the old ones. Right. You'll get very used to J-Rock. He's amazing. He's a great character on the show. 8 kind of took a dive, and then 9 he comes right back.
Well, the funny thing is, and I can't remember the names of it again, but the reason I even found out anything about the Trailer Park Boys in the first place was it was off of your back, but before that, I just happened to accidentally see this movie. That it was basically the whole movie centers around how many cuss words you can say in the movie, and it's with them.
Yeah, swearing at.
Swearing at, that's it. I saw that by accident, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I found out that the guys from the Trailer Park Boys, and I said, I remembered Mike Holt mentioned something about that name, And then you mentioned it again last week, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, or a month ago or something, and I started watching it on my own, and I just, it's hilarious. I've got a long way to go, but I love it, so I think it's hilarious. I like the whole lowbrow humor of it. I like the whole terrible camera angles and the 4x3.
Hey,
all that.
You say you had a long way to go?
Yeah, I'm only through the first season.
Well, that's what she said.
Now it's the Howard Stern show all of a sudden.
Hey, the fans like it.
Oh yeah.
All right, so when I was rocking my piss, Jen, as soon as I was done, Jen reminded me that I have grilled every person on this panel so far to give, including Cliff, who called in on the phone. So weird. But
never misses a show, that guy. Never misses a
grilled every single person so far on their opinions on Taylor Swift, and I have not given mine.
Oh.
I'm very disappointed about that. So I will give mine really quickly. I think she's pretty darn awesome. I will not turn the channel when her song comes on. I think it's actually really good. And,
he sings along.
I sing along. And I am a pop music person just by design. And regardless of who is singing it, if it is good and if it is catchy, I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I am not afraid to say that I don't really give a crap like who the artist is and how poorly they're represented in, you know, aspects of their life or other things. If they put out a good song, I'm into it.
The hater
not buying her record, not buying her record, not buying pretty much anybody's record these days. But yeah,
right, Dustin.
Dustin, yeah. If I lived in Illinois, I'd feel even worse. But I don't live in your hometown. So.
Question, Mike: if the Psychedelic Furs ever released a new studio album, would you buy the hard copy of it?
Nope.
You are nuts, dude.
I would not buy the hard copy of a new Cure record. I would not buy the hard copy of a new Dinosaur Jr. record. If God himself raised Kurt Cobain from the dead and Nirvana put out a new record, I would not buy the hard copy of that.
Well, I'm all digitalized myself. But there's like 3, maybe 4 bands ever in music that I will, if they were to put out a new studio album, not a live album, it has to be studio, all new tracks. There are like 3 artists maybe that I can still think of that I would still probably buy the hard copy of. And I gotta tell you, the Huntingtons are one of them. I'm sorry, but that's just a fact.
I would not buy the hard copy of a new Huntingtons album.
But I would. Well, no, I wouldn't because you wouldn't put one out.
Even if I played on it, I would not purchase it.
But I would do Psych Furs I would do, and Echo and the Bunnymen I still find myself doing it, and I can't help it. So. But that's pretty much about it.
I've reached that point where I like some new music, and I will not turn the channel. I don't really listen to a lot of radio. There's a couple people that have said, I don't listen to the radio, and I don't really listen to the radio that much either, but when I do, there's a couple songs I'll keep on if they come on. I mostly listen to news and things like that. But yeah, I'm not interested in buying new albums. Just don't care enough about it.
Like, how old's Petra?
She will be 11 in July.
Okay. My buddy Wes, who you know keeps wanting to come on the show and he can never seem to make it, but his daughter is 5 years old, and I know she is a big Taylor Swift fan, to the point where like they actually went out and bought the physical CD. When I was last up there at his house in Pennsylvania, I saw it. I was like, whoa, look at this new CD from Taylor Swift, because it looked like it, it's got like the whatever. What are they called? It's all just. It looks like it's like, a demo CD or whatever. The way they made it with the Polaroids, right?
Yeah.
Well, for anyone that has this, no one knows because no one has the CD, but it's a bunch of Polaroids or whatever, and it's kind of cool. It was like, when you look at it, it's like, this is nice, good artwork or whatever. It's different or whatever. But I'm thinking, man, who actually has this besides somebody with a 5-year-old daughter who wants the CD? And I assume that you're kind of into Taylor Swift because you have a daughter who's 11. And I figure between 5 and 11, you're going to have to listen to Taylor Swift regardless. Am I right?
To an extent. I mean, my youngest is 6, Paxton. He's really into pop music. He likes that. I guess it's a Maroon 5 song called like Sugar. It's like a new pop song. He really sings that every time it comes on. Petra's a unique bird, though. Like she, gosh, what's that band's name?
Imagine Dragons.
Well, yeah, Imagine Dragons is one that she's into, and then it's like an all-girl band, like a rock band. I can't remember their name. But
the Donnas.
No, it's not the Donnas. Gosh, what's her name? I can't think of their name. Anyway, I'll come back to it later if I think of it. But yeah, she's not a Taylor Swift fan so much. When I showed her the Taylor Swift 9 Inch Nails mashup of "Shake It Off" and "You Are the Perfect Drug," is that what the 9 Inch Nails song? There's a mashup of like a 9 Inch Nails song and a Taylor Swift song, and every one of my kids loves that. Like absolutely loves that, like where Trent Reznor sings the verses and then Taylor Swift comes in and sings the chorus, and they'd rather listen to that than the Taylor Swift song. So that pleases me to an extent, I suppose.
Hey, did Andy DiBiase, did he join this tonight for a millisecond or something?
He was here for a good 20 minutes or so, and then something crazy happened, and Josh muted him, and then he ended up being gone.
Yeah, I see it in the list, so that's how I knew.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll catch him next time.
Good observation. Rick Wise, by the way, did not join us again. Dock his pay again. I don't know how he's going to afford groceries if we're going to dock him again this week.
Isn't he moving into a new house or something?
I don't think so.
He bought a house like a year ago, last year, right?
Oh, then I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Jared Porter, you cut me real deep, Shrek. That's funny. I'm just reading something on the side here under the group chat. I'm reading comment.
Oh yeah, group chats. Yeah. That was Jared, right? That was you.
Yeah. Back when I was saying something, I can't remember what he was talking about, but he kind of threw a jab in there about something.
There's Cliff. That's right. Reporting for duty.
I realized the phone in wasn't going quite as well as he planned, so I'm going to get in here live.
Well, I'm just laying in bed, and I'm just like, well, I might as well go get on the show. What did I miss? Lots of great stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure. What is this thing about music? You stopped caring about new music at 33? Who came up with that hypothesis?
It was Mike. Go ahead. Explain, Mike.
Well, yeah, I mean, right before we sent out the link to everybody to join, and before everybody came into the show, I was like looking through my Facebook feed, and I saw Keithy Huntington had either liked it or commented on it or something, because you know how you see Facebook shows you everything your friends are doing. It's a little weird, but
sure.
Pops up and boom, here's this article about research shows that dudes stop liking music at 33, and if you have kids, it's even younger than that. And I'm like, well, that's an interesting kind of topic, and I didn't believe it for a second that there's any research that I could actually prove that. But I clicked on it anyway, and then before I even got through the whole article, and there was graphs and all kinds of goofy stuff, I'm like, probably roughly around the time that I stopped caring about anything new.
Unless it was a release by an old band that you already liked, right?
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Anything that existed in its form prior to that age, if they released something new, yes, I'm going to care about it in some regard. Right. But anything after that came along and was born after that, And it's not that I don't like it. There's plenty of things that I like that have come out in the last year, 2, 3, 4, but I just don't care about it. I'm not going to go buy the album, not going to go see them live, not going to buy their merchandise, that sort of thing.
Yep.
So that was a topic for a while.
I think it's a fair age to assume that that's the year that everyone kind of, as far as new music goes, because I'm all excited about this new Millencolin record, and that's not a new band at all. They were around when I was in high school a million years ago. So.
You should not be excited by that.
Good. Good, man. You won't know because you will not even give it a try.
That's correct. I'm proud to say I will not let any new school pop punk infect my life. By the way, Josh, you look very young today.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
By the way, see this shirt? See this shirt, everybody? This is not to be confused with a Washington Senators shirt. This is W. Washington Nationals, yeah. No, that's not what that is. I know it is, but it's actually W for Walker, my freaking last name.
Well, change the font, man.
I can't. It was a shirt. I didn't even know that this W meant it was a baseball. I didn't know.
All right.
See, the last time I knew Washington had a team, they were the Senators in like 1952.
All right. Listen, Cliff, I'm glad you're here because, Mike, before we end this thing, I wanted to at least do a quick little promo for the next episode, and the only person, I believe the only person here besides me who knows this guy at all is Cliff. So is that cool? Do a little promo because it sounds like he's going to be the next guest, right?
Kaiser?
Yeah.
Go for it. Dude.
Promo it up.
Do it.
All right. Guys, guess what? Next week, we got an awesome new guest. Someone who's never been on here before. His name is Seth W. I can't say his last name, but Cliff can.
Werkheiser.
Werkheiser.
And here's the thing about special guests on this show is the fact that all of our special guests have never been on the show before.
That's what makes them special.
That's right.
And it's actually
Tyler's
it's
been on the show before.
now, not next week. In 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
That's what I meant. The next episode, Seth W. Man, look at Google Seth W. I'm pretty sure there's
yeah, but will the Seth W. Wouldn't it be Seth Werkheiser that would come up?
No, but I think he. Let me look it up.
Well, I'm right? Like he was with Decapolis, and then he started his own magazine or something, right? That was all. I was all correct with that.
Yep.
Does he have a massive beard?
Yes.
SethW.com.
If you Google Seth W.
Oh.
All the stuff comes up with Seth W. It's
well, you were right. Okay. Well.
Like the. Like
who's this guy over here who looks like
a lot of money to Google? I don't know, but I mean.
Who's that guy in the sunglasses that looks like he looks just like the guy from oh no, Joe Leste. He looks like Joe Leste. Who's that guy that looks like Joe Leste down there?
From Bang Tango?
Yeah, who's this guy with the sunglasses?
Are you talking about someone that's in our show right now?
Yes.
His name is Tyler.
Tyler who?
Yeah.
Thorough.
Tyler. You look like a
Joe
guy
Leste from Bang Tango.
Yeah, you do. At least, small.
I guess.
It is, yes.
No, yeah, he's a good dude. You look like him small. When you get big, you don't look like him as much. But when you're small, when you're down here all small, yeah, you crush your head. Then you look like I can crush your head.
Sorry, I'm slouching.
Crush your head. Wait, there it is. I crush your head.
All right, well, we're going to cut to a picture now of Seth.
Oh, man! Dude, terrorist in the house.
He's our
We
next.
have a terrorist on the show?
Come on, dude.
Apparently, you're not going to have him on the show because if he watches this one, he's going to say, "Nope, not coming on."
Like he's gonna wait all the way till I show up at the tail end to start watching the show.
Millions of people watch the show. You have no idea.
Holy Menachem Begin.
Cliff, if you ever went to a microbrewery, you'd be like, there's terrorists everywhere. Anyway,
There's a lot of acoustic dudes that look like terrorists too.
That's a cool dude. I listened to his podcast when he was on Bill Powers' podcast, and I sent him an email, and I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure we know each other, right? And he was like, yeah, I know who you are, and it was like, yeah, we know who each other are, and I basically stole Bill Powers' guest, and we're gonna have him on the show next time, 2 weeks from now.
Hey, when are we gonna have the wives on? That'll be fun because they'll yell at us the whole time, and it'll be awesome.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Christy would come on. My problem is Kelly has never even seen this show, and I can't get her to watch it, man.
She just has to sit next to you, man. That's it. Sit next to you, talk every once in a while. That's a special guest.
I know Jen is right there next to Mike, but
this is true. We could do
Usually yells at him
it.
every
We
now
can
and then.
work this.
She yells at him every now and then.
We could make this work, and it. Oh, see, she's running away. It's not a big deal. When she wants to bust my balls about something, she's right sitting next to me like, "Rawr, tell
Listen,
your
you just
Taylor
remind me-
Swift story.
I just
Tell them what you really
thought of-
think about Taylor Swift right now." But then when I'm like, "Hey, get on the camera," she's like, "Woo, running away, gone."
When
So
you
what's
said
the thing
that,
about Taylor Swift? What?
It's just something that came up a while ago. Like Tom Giachero had mentioned a bit back, like about
Welcome back.
don't lie like you don't think Taylor Swift songs are great. And I'm like, that's something to think about because I kind of do think those songs are pretty good. And so I just figured I'd throw it out to everybody that was on the show tonight. Hey, what do you think about this? And there was a mixed bag of opinions, and some
I
people
do not
agreed.
like the songs. Every time Christy plays one of the songs, because supposedly Willis will like it or something, I'm like super annoyed the whole time it's on. So I'm a curmudgeon with that stuff, man.
No, I was just throwing it out there as just a question of, hey, let's just get some opinions on what people think about this because, the idea was Taylor Swift is so catchy and poppy and friendly and everything. How can you not at least think it's reasonably good? And so I just figured I'd throw it out there. That's all.
Oh, come on, Mike, you're breaking my balls. You're breaking my balls.
I would have to say that what you said about Taylor Swift, I say applies to Kim Shattuck, not Taylor Swift. But that's me.
The muffs.
Well, I don't disagree. But the problem is Kim Shattuck's not played on the radio every 15 minutes.
That's true.
But the problem is, if you weren't listening to the radio every 15 minutes, you wouldn't even know that.
Right, but
Fair point.
again, you gotta go with what's
You don't listen to the radio. You're just hanging out in elevators all day, right? And that's how you hear it.
No, I don't ever get in an elevator unless I'm in a hospital. Which I was quite frequently last week, but I didn't.
Why?
Huh? Oh, Jen was in the hospital for 3 straight days.
For what?
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Oh, we don't have to get into the super details, but
Okay, all right.
it
Was
was.
she making her muscles too big and being like did her like muscle pop out and roll down her arm or something?
She hulked out on everybody, and they got scared.
Steroids, Just say no.
Crazy turn of events that ended up with a kidney stone and dehydration.
Oh man.
All kinds of craziness, but it's all good now, and so
Good.
we're good.
That's cool. She
Yeah.
doesn't remember the pain anymore already.
No, she does.
Hey, Cliff.
Yeah. Hey.
So here's something I established from Mike tonight that I did not know until tonight, and I don't even know for sure how you feel. But I could not even get Mike to admit, even in any case. But I can think of 3 or 4 cases for myself. But there's no case now, no matter how much he likes an artist, no matter how much he's ever loved them, that he is willing to buy a hard copy of a new album if they were to release one today.
Correct. I am no longer. I'm the same thing. I am no longer willing. Like Kiss puts out a new album, I buy the digital download because I don't care that they have $1 million. I want to support them, and I get it. And then of course I have to fix it all because it's all mucked up with bad mastering. And then whatever. And then I can enjoy it, but I still give them the money for it. Yes, I'm the same way. I do not buy any hard copies ever anymore. I don't care.
When was the
Hard copy.
How
I
long-
don't care.
Right. And they said the same thing. How long has it been since you've officially been that way?
The last Guns N' Roses album was the last hard copy album. No, the AC/DC Black Ice was the last hard copy album I bought. And their new album is incredible, by the way. I love it. Rock or Bust, terrible album name, terrible album cover. But then it's AC/DC. You just start liking it anyway. And it's just a great album from start to finish. Fantastic. Everything.
What about the other guys here? How do you guys feel about this?
I don't buy hard copies anymore. I don't remember the last hard copy I bought.
Chris, you don't even buy. You just download it digitally, legally, and don't pay for it anyway, right?
No, that's bullcrap. And actually, it really made me depressed because I was looking at my playlist, like what do you call it in iTunes? The purchase music, and it was like it was like 1,000 songs that I've purchased on iTunes, and I saw it the other day, and it made me depressed. I'm like, God, it'd be really nice to have that money back right now, but no, I don't. I'm trying to think. I was trying to think earlier of the last album that I bought at a record shop, and it might have been some obscure, I don't know, 7-inch or something like that, something hard to find. Like, I know vinyl's coming back, and it's kind of like they're, a lot of bands are reissuing stuff on, vinyl and stuff. So I guess if it's like a collector's issue, something, maybe I'll go out and pick it up. But I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing out to any record shops anywhere.
So no more hard copies for you. No exceptions.
No, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't think bands really care about doing like album layouts anymore. I think that's kind of gone the way.
Front cover and front cover for iTunes, and that's it. You better.
And that's it. But that's what sucks about it, because I remember I loved getting hard copies growing up, because I loved reading the liner notes, and that's how I discovered a lot of bands that I love so much now are just from like.
Right. You look at the special things list of people that are in the, exactly. But you know what? People in the CD generation, man, you know what people were saying is that the old artists were like, that sucks, it's not the albums, the actual albums are all big and blah, blah, blah. So it's still the same argument, it's just that music is delivered differently now. And if you got a car, it doesn't have a CD player like mine, it's nothing but it's only set for like the iTunes and the digital things, then that's even less. I literally have no way other than my computer to physically play a CD now. So if I buy a CD, all I would do is rip it into my iTunes anyway. So it's irrelevant. There's no reason for me to even own it.
You know what's coming back now, and I don't really understand it. A lot of bands are putting out cassettes.
Yeah, you know what? We did that.
Oh, weird.
Well, I did that.
But look, check it out. I got to tell you guys something.
I did that. Sorry.
Exactly.
I got to tell you guys something. I live within Baltimore city limits, and we have our curfew that started an hour ago. My phone died, and so that's why I dropped out for a little bit. So I had to run out to the grocery store. So I had to sneak out to Baltimore County where there's no curfew.
Okay.
But that's why I'm in my car. But I want to show you something. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but can you see that?
Cassette player.
It's a cassette player in my car. So I think it's kind of cool that bands are putting out cassettes, because I'm like, that's cool, I got a cassette. I'm probably one of the last people in the world that has a cassette player in their car.
Head on over to flannelgraphrecords.com and pick yourself up a copy of Huntington's.
There is something to be said, though. Vinyl sounds 10 times better than any digital download you could ever.
No, that's not true. It depends. It depends. No, it depends if the mastering is done properly. If the mastering is done properly on a digital release, it will not sound better on vinyl. It's a lie. But the reason it always sounds better to you on vinyl is because everybody's mastering sucks. And then it's on vinyl where it's not slammed to oblivion, and suddenly you think it sounds better because it's got all the proper dynamics. But if you do it right and it's got all the proper dynamics, even if it's loud, it will sound just as good on CD or on digital download than it does on vinyl. Period.
Especially albums that you master, right?
I know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Like Danger,
shameless self-promotion.
Danger from the Rockefellers.
Hey,
I wouldn't say that was master from MP3s. That was not good. What? Sorry.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about like this whole study of like you stop listening to new music when you're 30. Okay, so to give proper credit to the guy who does not seem to ever come on our show, that provided us with this special link to give us all this nice conversation. He apparently just posted a show posted a picture for a Throwback Thursday thing. Right there, Keithy Huntington.
Yes, but how old is he now?
He's got to be 33, but right there he looks like he's 12.
Well, sure, but you know, that's an old show. That's an old picture. Looks like that's what he looked like when he came to our reunion show with Mikey on drums.
He might have looked like that last week, dude. I don't know.
No. He's like all chubby now. He doesn't look like that now. But
well, I'm going to go there. But yeah,
well,
all right.
He says it himself. He even says like, "Sorry, I got fat" and weird stuff like that. So, but yeah, I would say Keithy still cares about new music.
Or maybe that guy right there.
Yep, there he is.
Dude.
Woo! I will stalk you.
Keithy's a good dude,
Why has he
man.
not been on this show yet? Does anyone talk to him? Why has he not been on the show?
Well, I'm hoping by like throwing up goofy ass pictures of him, he'll come on.
All right.
I haven't.
He won't come on because you swore. If you wouldn't have sworn, he would come on. But you
Hey,
swore,
your
now he's
boy
not.
Josh swore on this show long before I did.
I did, yeah. I said ass. Oops.
You should stop. You should stop that.
Seriously, I never swear ever.
You know, your mom's watching this. She's gonna stop making like, you know, spaghetti and meatballs. I'm sorry. She's gonna stop making meatballs and spaghetti.
My dad actually did try and watch this, but he told me, he was like, yeah, I thought that Absolute Awesome show was like definitely not awesome at all. He's like, I watched maybe 10 minutes and I had to turn it off. It was just
So boring.
Yeah, but for him, he has no clue at all what we're talking about. But
Just seeing his son. Seeing his son should be enough for him.
So hey, Josh, fill in the blanks. Chinese people never cuss.
How does that go? I don't understand. Is it doodah? I don't know.
It's I saw. You don't get it, never mind.
no, I get it. It's funny.
Is that from a movie or something?
No.
Hold on. Hilarious. Ready?
Wait, you know what you should have? You should have like a sound effects of crickets chirping.
Oh, we have those. Yeah.
Oh,
That's good. Yeah.
right there. How did you get that? That's perfect.
It's just something I do with my voice.
You're very talented.
Yeah, I can clap really good too.
Hey, Josh. Hey,
Yeah.
Josh, you still have that Les Paul that you were using back in the day, the red one?
Yeah, man.
Yeah? Okay.
It is right there.
Boom.
Oh, cool, yeah, because I always admired that guitar. I always thought it put out a good sound.
Cliff used to be able to talk like Donald Duck.
Where's that cricket sound effect again?
He did. He sounded just like him. He could speak the words and everything.
Hey, are we running out of?
Yes, we are.
Hey, I've got to get this. Here, let me hurry up and get this thing on here. How do I do this again? I always forget.
Cliff ditched. When we did the test show before we launched this thing, and we spent like 2 hours goofing around and being stupid, and Cliff left, and it was just me and Josh and Rick and Andy, and we found all these things, and it was it was 20 straight minutes of putting on pirate hats and blowing out birthday.
But I know, but I didn't know there was sound effects too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're horrible. They're horrible, and I don't advise you finding them.
Yes. Right. Is there fart sounds and stuff?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
No.
All right. Well, here. There it is. Oh, there's my tag now. All right. Now I'm officially on the show.
It was just that's all you wanted. You just wanted to have your name up there.
Yes. Whoa! I'm the coolest kid in town. Everybody wants to be just like me, but nobody has a bigger head as me. Whoa.
We're like, this is the longest show ever right here.
This is the longest show ever, and it's sort of, yeah. What's up, Chris?
I got to venture back into the city limits, so hopefully I don't get arrested, and I wish you guys adieu.
I think you're probably safe.
Yeah, I don't have to go downtown. So,
Not what I meant, but I think you're probably safe.
Don't even think about it, man. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, but they're arresting people left and right for being out after 10. It's kind of crazy around here. So.
That's very nice, Chris.
Yeah.
No, I mean the other Chris. It just gets worse and worse. here tonight.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right, I'll catch you guys later.
See you, buddy.
Hey.
Thanks
See
for
ya.
coming on.
Yeah.
Now, who is this guy? I recognize Jared. I know he was here last time too, but like, I've seen him somewhere. Jared, where have I seen you? Have I ever seen you in real life?
We played a show together in Chicago like 12 years ago.
What band were you in?
It was a little ska band called FC Groove.
I have no memory of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you probably don't.
That's all right. I've seen 1,000 faces and I've rocked them all, buddy. Hey, man.
You poked me in the head once.
I poked you in the head? Like I just went up to you and went like poke?
No. I was standing in front of you at the show, and you're like playing guitar, you're like playing.
Oh, and I did some movement and banged you in the head or something. Okay, yeah.
So.
Did I do the patented, think I'm cool and just throw the mic out to the crowd because, I assume you'll sing along? Did it hit the microphone ever? I've done that. Cocked people on the head with the microphone. It always goes over real well.
No, it was probably from 2 weeks ago. That's probably where you saw me.
Well, no. I could have sworn I've seen you before then, but it's funny how much different people look when they're in the little small pictures at the bottom of your screen than when they're all talking and they're big on the screen. It's like totally different.
Yeah.
Because your head looks even bigger than it is.
It can't look bigger than it is, man. Not mine.
You got enough forehead for four heads.
Dude, it's not my forehead. It's the whole thing, man. It's just ginormous. Should have seen me as a little kid. My body was a little baby. It's like Silas is the same way. Little baby body, big giant adult head. Ugh.
If you put a bolt on each side of your neck, you would look like Frankenstein.
Hence the nickname, Cliffenstein. Yes.
I know.
Yep. Hey, Mike, you got a haircut.
I actually got them all cut.
You did.
Yes.
A lot of them. You were real shaggy last time, and now you're all clean cut.
Yeah, I only get a haircut like every 5 months, so it takes, I grow it out and then I chop it off.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Oh, gosh.
Angus Young in the house.
Chris found it. Well, we are really, really over the limit of what we usually go.
Yes, back to that.
I joined late, but I've had a lot of fun, and thanks a lot, guys. But I got 1.5 episodes of Daredevil left to watch. So,
dude, that show is so good, man. Oh my gosh, I have 2.5 episodes to watch. So don't ruin it for me.
I'm not.
Hey, where do you actually draw things? Where can I actually draw things myself? Where I actually just draw.
Since Cliff decided to join late, what we're going to do is wrap up the official live show now that we're, good grief, 45 minutes over.
Wow.
Well, see, I was going to draw a cork and a fork, and it would have been perfect. Way to ruin it.
You can still do it. You can still do it.
I seen it already. I blew it out.
You can still do it. But I'm going to stop the broadcast. We can all stay in the room. You can draw your cork and a fork.
I'm not going to do it.
Then you cannot do it.
All right.
But we are going to close it down. Thanks, everybody, for coming and for offering your opinions on Miss Taylor Swift.
I would just like to point out, too, that the Powell brothers here, well, formerly Powell brothers, but the Powell and the Walker brothers are representing Christmas with the red and the green, which I think is very cool.
Oh, my gosh.
You're also representing the Chris Powell who thinks Taylor Swift is pretty good and the Cliff who thinks she's not so good. So,
I said she's not my cup of tea, but she's obviously has real talent, and you can tell.
All right, I'm going to keep it moving here. We're going to close it out. Thanks for coming, everybody, sharing your opinions and your thoughts. Don't go anywhere. Don't click the exit button because we can keep talking after this, but we are going to end the show.
But for the YouTube world out there over the next 2 weeks, May 14th, 9 p.m.
May 14th. Seth W., Google him. Rusted.
Yeah. And I hear Jen Holt is going to be on the show, too.
Jen Holt will be on the show. Christy Walker will be on the show. All kinds of people will be on the show.
You get some more famous people on here.
Apparently Gallagher is going to be on the show.
Gallagher will be on the show. He's not busy that night, so he's here. Tyler, Jared, they'll all be on the show. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. Don't click go, but we are going to close it out. So see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.